All right, so today's video, we are watching a Gold 1 tank on PC playing D.Va, Junker Queen, and Orisa. And they say, this was a difficult game for me. I was trying to swap to help my team, but it seemed like none of my team wanted to swap to help me. Which is, I mean, just to point out here, in tanking, counter-swapping is more than just the tank. Sometimes you need your teammates to, like, let me give you an example. It's Zarya versus Zarya. The other team swaps Bastion, and you're playing, like, Widow and, like, Ashe or something. That your Zarya's not going to have a good time, and you can sit there and get mad at your Zarya all day long, but because they made the swap to the Bastion to make it more difficult on your Zarya, do you see what I'm saying? Obviously, you can switch off Zarya at that point, but sometimes your teammates need to help you with those swaps too. It goes a long way. Defense was close each point, but they just kept getting the edge on us each time. They were playing dive, and I was trying to communicate to my team to stick close to me to deter it, but they didn't always listen. I eventually swapped to Junker Queen to try to stop the dive and give myself some healing, but in the end, it wasn't enough. On attack at some point, I just decided, screw it, win or lose, I'm going in. Okay. And my hyper-aggressive tank play, although not the greatest, ended up being the difference maker. I won't spoil who won, but it ended up being a real fun game, back and forth, a real tank battle. I think I can absolutely get to Plat, and with your help, hopefully to Diamond. The reason for submitting this is, I want to know when you would consider it the right move to kind of ignore your team and just try to kill the backline as tank, rather than stand in main all game and having a poke off that goes nowhere. Where is the balance there, especially on such a vertical map like Hollywood? Good question. I do talk about backline trades a lot, so that is a very good question to have. All right, here we go. Let's see. I feel like once you have it, you got to use it as long as you can until you got to play. All right, so Orisa playing the choke a little bit here. Be wary of the Hanzo. Look at the heroes they have. Okay. You already talked about backline approach. Now, I want to show this. This is a habit I had to break, too, on tank. You're here denying space. All of them are right here. I'm confused. Why is there no Orisa right here just helping your team? You've already made the first mistake. You're trying to overpeel for something. You wanted to know? Like, be right here, have your deflect ready, prevent all of the damage that you possibly can for now. Let your teammates deal with this Winston. Use your cooldowns to stop this down a little bit, and then slowly back away as you're doing that. You can even go here sometimes, like, for safety. Or you can even go here. You don't need to always, believe it or not, you don't always need to be right here or right here. Like, if you need to rotate back, you can go here for a second and just play annoying, right? Like, they're not going to immediately kill your teammates. Don't be afraid to, like, take different approaches to your positioning on this one. Back to the Orisa. So, yeah, basically, in that situation, you already turn in. Like, yeah, your team got away with it, but, like, that was already a spot where you could have backline pressured. Not even, like, run to their team, but, like, prevented them from doing anything to your team during that. Healing for the Winston. This one could be a little bit better for now because the Winston hacked up. So, like, that one's a little bit different because they had to push through the choke aggressively just to be able to help. So, like, that one's like, that Winston kind of gave you the kill. But now, you need to go into Circuit City over here and deny this. Right here, see? You need to deny this part of the map, or you need to deny this part. If you give them the space and you start doing things like this, you're going to, again, fall over. It's a lot of peel out of you right now when you need to basically distract them from being able to make those kills. Of course, your teammates get dead of limbs, but that is how you'll eventually fall over if your reaction is to always fall back. Okay? Nice job there. Been there, done that. Don't worry about it. There's a reason why there's a command for that in my chat. I step in that all the time. I'm okay with the early poke. Don't get slept here. Outside of that, you should be good. Try to save your javelin, but at the same time, I probably would have used it too. But just kind of keeping the mindset of using it for, like, maybe their Winston jumps in and you stop the jump or something. Good job denying the space here in Circuit City. Good job. Back away with your... Oh, you're dead. That was the one concern about getting slept. I want you to be a little bit more aggressive with your gold there. I know that, like, you're trying to, like, manage your cooldowns. Coming from a tank who sometimes has to do that, I'd rather see you safely gold out of there than get slept. Remember earlier I said don't get slept by the Ana? That's exactly how you fell over there, because that's one of the ways for them to kill the Orisa is by you being a little bit too aggro and getting slept in a disadvantageous spot for your team. So I just want to point out that was a bit of a misplay. I like the aggression in there, but use your gold. It's not even a hindsight because, like, you're gonna have to. You cannot get slept by the Ana. Job there. Only thing I'd say is remember Junkrat does do damage to you with the when you kill the Junkrat, so just be careful of that. You took a little bit of extra, like I think about 200 damage, so yep. You saw it too. I saw it also. Don't worry, I would have done the same thing. I mean, so far so good. Outside of what I've talked about where you're kind of making the I'm not gonna say correct decision, but you're kind of going with option C rather than option A or B. All right, let's see. You can Orisa ult this at the choke. Don't do it yet. Ooh, your timing's there. The Ana used grenade. Oh, you have a timing. You've lost your timing. Okay, your timing's back again in now. Yep. Yeah, I mean, see what I mean? Like, you have the opportunity here to at least kill one of their supports and make a huge play, and your reaction is to go backwards and peel for a Winston. Yeah, you got to trade backline there. You know, I want you to think about this. If their tank is going in and creating space for their team, you need to be able to do the same. Now, obviously, if that Winston goes in and, like, you know, your team hits a 6 sleep, etc., we can justify it a little bit, right? But like in this situation, you just need to go into their backline and pop your ultimate. And guess what's going to happen? You're probably going to get a kill. Or you're going to force out a nano, which already is forced out now anyway, but the Winston gets it after and is going to survive. So already you're doing something I had to learn in the 5v5 tank setting is you just can't peel as much. You need to create this, you need to take the space away. Again, you know, do it with the mindset of you're going to eventually back out to survive, but yeah, you just gave up basically a free team wipe, or at least the opportunity to take this team fight cleanly. We'll see if you win it because of the Kitsune, but I mean, the Ana's still alive and you lost 2 teammates. So what looked to me like it was going to be a really clean, like, Orisa ultimate ended up being you outplaying yourself. You didn't even pop gold right there. Didn't give yourself a chance to get another kill. So just a bit of mismanagement on cooldowns, and then straight up just kind of gave up a free team fight win for your team. So it's just hard to peel in Overwatch too, as much as it used to be. You can still peel, but it's not as easy, right? I feel like most of the peel comes from the supports now. Like, for example, you know, before, like, as D.Va, you know, you'd go back and peel for your backline, but now with half the heroes you can't peel. But you know who can peel most heroes now? WuYang. WuYang can use the wave, and now you have a peel. See what I'm saying? So, like, certain heroes just have that capability, and a lot of the tanks don't anymore. So, and for everybody wondering, peeling's like a statement from, I forgot what game it initiated in, but basically you're just kind of peeling the pressure off your team. But sometimes that peel is all like, it's just not possible. So you have to just basically be aggressive, and that's kind of your peel. It's more just like being aggressive in their front line, so. Or their back line, it is, sorry. This is fine, what you're doing right now. I don't mind you doing this. I want to point out to you there's an Ana right in front of you, so target focus is key. Winston's 1 on high. Good job by your team. You get distracted too much by that Winston, though, sometimes. I'm telling you, like, stop shooting at the Genji deflect here. Just shoot at the Junkrat of the Ana when that's happening. There's a Junkrat trap right in front of you. There you go again. So, okay. My take here, I want you to go into their backline and ult. Do not give them any setup time. If you sit back and you just wait, it's going to not go as well. I want you to, like, just... Okay, what's going to happen here? They need to get across, right? They need to get across here. If they run here, it's a win for you, but they need to get across. So what you do is you kind of interrupt their play, especially with Orisa. Technically, you could kind of go, like, right here, and you could ult right here, and as long as they're here, you're going to pull them back towards your team. You don't even need to do it out of position of your team. But if you just give them map control and let them get across, that's how you're going to lose this point. Basically, you don't let them set up ever and make them earn that high ground in this part of the map. All right, we'll see what you do. We'll see what your reaction is. Here's your question. Why am I seeing this instead of you going here? Look at this right here. I just want to point out, look at this right here. You have 4 people right here. Do you see this? 4 people right here. You said step up in the pocket? Yeah. True. See this? Look at this opportunity, and this is what you're doing. Apparently you have a glow stick, and you're raving. Never mind. Have a good time. You're partying. All right. But seriously though, like, instead of just getting the free kills in front, now you're just like, that whole sequence was, that's on you at that point. Like, you have such opportunity to make a play, and that's 2 times, not once, twice, where you just haven't made the optimal play, and you end up falling over. So you got to really, like, understand that the backline trades there are way more important than just, like, basically trying to turn back and, like, peel for a Winston on high ground. So, anyway. Okay. But that's the ult you go with. After everything we've seen, that's the ult you end up going with, the one where your team is down multiple and you're just running in. Do you see what I mean? Like, you've lost so much opportunity for, like, a game change in play that by the time you actually realize you have to use your ultimate because you've held on to it for so long that it ends up being a bad ultimate. And that's how you get bad ult sometimes, because you feel obligated to use your ult because you've had it for so long, and then you missed your timings, and then you end up doing an ult like that. Now, you had said you did this because of, like, their dive, but again, I'm gonna be honest with you. Their dive hasn't been that good. Like, they're not, like, dominating you on their dive. They're dominating you on the space that's given up after a certain point. So, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the dive has been the least of the issues. They're not even running a full dive comp. They're running Winston and, like Genji. And then they have a Junkrat. I mean, I guess Moira could go in, but, like, Moira's probably not going to do that. So it's, I don't know. Okay, so, like, right there already, you're trading backlines as Queen. Now, again, they get you, but I do like the pick on Moira. Why were you so afraid to do that on Orisa? I don't understand. Orisa's more suited for that type of play style. Queen's an aggressive tank, don't get me wrong. But, like, I'm surprised that you're willing to do it with Queen when you use your Shout, which is the correct play, by the way, because Shout is really good. But why not on Orisa, which is basically the same concept, but, like, you have more, like, staying power there. I'm just surprised that, like, your play style is so different in comparison when, like, you can make some really cool plays. Anyway. Good res by your teammate. Target here would be Ana or Junkrat. You're gonna try to back out. Okay. Teammate had to use cleanse to get you out. Nice kill. There it is. This is my moment to let everybody know that killing the Winston bubble is very good. The Winston bubble is also the heal bubble, which gives the heal into the Winston, which gives you more opportunity to survive. I want to point out to people here again, please kill the Winston bubble. It doesn't have that much HP to begin with. Just kill it. I'm telling you right now, the moment you kill a Winston bubble, again, comp based, if you're running Genji Tracer, probably not going to happen, but in this type of comp where you're running Sojourn, Queen, Cassidy, Kiriko, with a damage boost from Mercy, kill the bubble, the Winston will lose so much value. The Winston will lose a ton of value if you kill that bubble. There you go. I'm watching. Nice kill on the tire. Patient with your knife. Pop your ult 100%. Excellent ult. Good job. Good play. Yeah, that's going to be should be a team fight win. Yep. Nice job. There you go, huge. Believe it or not, Queen actually has one of the higher win rates sometimes. Queen's a pretty solid tank, but it requires a really solid positioning. You basically just need to play corners a lot of the time, and a lot of players play straight up in the middle, and like that's where you fall over. Pop your shout now to help your team. Pop your shout to help your team. Pop your shout to help your team. Already a misplay here. So let's talk about this. When you have a Kitsune right there, you're going to get your cooldowns back much quicker, right? When you shout, it also helps your teammates. So when your teammate pops Kitsune, just to give people an idea on Kitsune gives your cooldowns back quicker. So in a moment like this, when you pop Kitsune, don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid to pop your Queen ultimate, right? Not your Queen ultimate, your shout, because you're going to get your shout back a little bit quicker too at a certain point because of that Kitsune. So take advantage of that. That overhealth can save your teammates. I just want, if you don't use it here, you're going to fall over. This was a team fight I think you should have won based on what you had. And you're very hesitant on using certain like major cooldowns. Like when you had Orisa ultimate, not a cooldown, but an ultimate, you just didn't use it. Your gold, you saved it for so long. You saved it sometimes when they would just get you. So I want you to really pay attention to your cooldown usage. I'm not telling you to spam it, but you're certainly not using it at the correct times. This would have been a great time to shout. Now you shout after everything and you just fall over. You see what I'm saying? Like, that would have been so much better suited during, like, the Kitsune. Instead, you just fall over in a team fight that, in my opinion, you shouldn't have lost. You end up losing. So, but yeah, to your backline pressure, like, you just didn't really go for backline pressure at all. Like, you never even gave yourself a chance. And, like, I think on Orisa was fine. Straight up. I think you did everything fine there for now. Let's see. Okay, now you're going D.Va? Let's see. The thing is just using the shout for the overhealth. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a team. You can use it for your team. Like, help your team, not just you. Okay, D.Va, yep, correct play. Just to show people the reason why you do this is you want to pull pressure. The idea is to get everybody to look at you so your teammates main have space. I want to see something here. Notice how their Orisa's still looking. Oh, wow. That Orisa's vibing. But see how like they're all looking at you? That's the correct play. Now you establish high ground control. You can DM from above, and you can choose one of your like targets. If you want to know who the target here is, Zenyatta. Zenyatta is the easiest one to kill here, unless you see Mei use Ice Block or Moira use Fade. Zenyatta is your elim. Yep. There you go. So, remember when we talked about the target you wanted to go for? You went for the Moira. The Moira didn't use Fade yet, so the Moira faded away. You see why I told you to wait on those cooldowns specifically? And Zenyatta's your target? If you don't force those cooldowns out, you're just going to lose, you know, that battle right there. Well, not the battle, but, like, get demaxed. Remember, look for the cooldown. So the Zenyatta is probably the only viable target for you right now, and maybe the Ashe. But you can't stand in front of them, so you need to back away. Wait a second. Play to live. Okay, there you go. You see that? There you go. See the opportunity. Also, I want to point out to people here is in this situation, when you get a pick, this goes for any rank, it is okay to take a second. You know, when you were at like that 200 HP and you kept wanting to re-peek it a little bit, sometimes it's okay just to get a pick and just wait a second. Like just get healed up, go in, you already have an advantage, right? That can change based off of ults, but early game, people give up so many advantages by just literally going right in with half HP. It's like, get a kill, heal up, give it a second, you win the team fight. But a lot of people give that up right away. So, obviously, that didn't happen to you, but I wanted to kind of point out that scenario does happen, where, like, players get picks, and then, like, their reaction is, oh, I gotta go get the other picks, but, like, sometimes you get a pick, but they have 4 people with 100% HP, and 3 of you have 25% HP. And then you lose a team fight, and you're like, how do we lose that? It's like, you lost it because you still had less HP than their whole team combined. So, with 4 people. So sometimes just take that extra second is all I'm saying. No, this is not a quick play warrior one. This is just regular rank. No quick play warrior today. But people seem to like that video, so we'll plan on doing more. You can go up in the air with your ult just so you can give yourself into safety, yes. The reason why you go up in the air with the ult, chat, is because, like, one, it might be harder to like, not go for, but it also puts you in a better spot. That's the correct decision to go for the Mei, because the Mei was out of position and might have used Ice Block during your ultimate. You didn't have health pack awareness. Good job. Mei doesn't have that. Nice. Now go on to the Ashe. Good play. And this goes back to the backline pressure. You notice how the backline pressure is working? But I also want to point something out to you, right? And maybe this will be helpful for you. Cart didn't get any value, didn't move. Where's your team? Well, your team is kind of with you, right? Look what the Orisa did. The Orisa pushed in and held the point. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? You're going to win this team fight probably. But do you see how effective it was when the Orisa went for your backline? This wasn't a clean team fight win. Now you have an opportunity. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that is where you have to make that backline pressure decision. Again, you're probably going to win this team fight. It's not even like, that's not even what I'm worried about. But, like, I do think they did a good job of going for backline trades on your team. And now, it's actually looking like a team fight you might not be able to win. All because of that. So instead of free card time, they end up surviving it, and look at that. You're at the very worst or even. Or the very least or even. See? Take one more set of pop shots and leave. There you go. So see? That was something you did not do when you were on defense at all. That backline pressure, look what the Orisa just did. That was at 2v4 at that point. And then they won the team fight, all because of the backline pressure. Remember when you had that decision and you had the same decision you could make there? You chose not to? See? That's what I'm trying to say. They had a Bob, you went in. I mean, he's got to be patient at that point. This goes back to when you get a pick, just be slightly patient. Because you're going to end up winning the team fight overall. Because they can't backline trade you, and the Bob's the only value they're going to get. Orisa's going to have ult soon. You don't really know this because it's been hard to track. So I don't blame you if you get ulted here. Notice how this Orisa's been just sitting here? Okay, you got to go top right. If you want, listen, go top right for a second. So the reason why I would go top right is you need to stop having them look in one direction, right? Look at them. They're all looking right here. So you need to pull pressure, even if you go up here. I'm not even joking. Even if you go up here for a second, like, this is good. You can still DM down, right? So you're going to DM some of the damage. But you can also time a good, like, backline play here, too. See? Like, if you just stand here, you're just playing Orisa as D.Va. That's all you're doing. I know you're waiting for your ultimate, but, like, There you go. Thank you. That's what I wanted to see. Yes. You're starting to get it a little bit more. Now, notice how you don't see the Orisa, because the Orisa's dealing with your backline. They kill the Orisa, but that's kind of how it goes. That's what I was talking about earlier. Get on the Mei. Yep, there you go. So, would it being more patient result in waste in the nano? It really depends. So, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get in the mindset that you need to get 100% value with a nano. Sometimes, if I'm an Ana and I nano someone, it's not for them to go in and get kills. It's for them to survive. So sometimes I just have to make the decision, like, I can't get value with this nano. I'm sorry. Thank you for keeping me up, but I can't make a play here. I'm gonna get demacked anyway. So don't get in the mindset that if you get nanoed, you have to go in and feed. Sometimes you just can't, right? Sometimes you get nanoed as survivability. Sometimes you get it as just because, like, you needed somebody to nano, maybe your teammate swapping off. Do not get yourself, like, killed there just to go into their backline because you feel like you have to with nano. I think sometimes maybe people do that, and maybe you mentioning that is a good way to kind of go with that, right? So don't feel obligated to go in with nano if you get nanoed, right? Let me give you an example. I'm playing Zarya. I'm playing against a Bastion, a Mei, and another Zarya, right? I get nanoed. I have no bubbles. Am I going to push into that? Absolutely not. I will get shredded by that Zarya Bastion, even with a nano. I will get shredded if I don't have the bubbles. Should I push in and give up all my energy I just got because I got nanoed? No, I just go, hey, I just don't have my cooldowns. That's why it's also important if you can, of course, if you're not in voice, etc., that's totally fine, but like, if you can, get verification your teammates have cooldowns, because when you nano them, then you can get the value you're looking for. But if I don't have flight on D.Va, I'm at, 30% HP, I don't have cooldowns, they do, I'm not gonna be able to go in. So, just kind of want to point that out, all right? Remember, you can eat the Junkrat passive too from that damage, just in case. You can't DM much of that, but I get what you're doing. Mori no fade, that was the correct thing to force that out. Ana's or Mori's your next target. Yeah, you can ult. Yeah, that's a good ult, actually. I didn't mind that. It looked like it was gonna get more. Maybe they had like a last second wall or something, or went over the top. Good kill. Yep. You're gonna go up. Remember, you can fly away to up high if you need to. Yep, there you go. Just keep the numbers for now. Yep. This is the correct play. You're backing up to get healed. Your teammates will be back there in a second. You can eat heal, or you can eat any of the orbs, both damage and heal. There you go. Junkrat in front. Remember, you can eat the passive from the Junkrat, so no one dies to it randomly. You should be good now. Be careful of getting walled off. Oh, okay. Stay on point. There's no Mei ult, so you just put some early pressure. You're good. Yep. Good job. Got nano out. Good play. Again, your backline pressure has been much better right now, and this is exactly why it's important to do that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you saw the Junkrat trap there, but by the way, they can't go back to spawn. There's only just to point out, chat, there's only a small window where you can use the spawn. Just so you know, there's only a small window of opportunity to go back to the other spawn. Like, that Junkrat's still there. They didn't just disappear. They're still there. There's no way. If anybody goes back there, chat, and you have mobility and you're on D.Va, you're getting that kill. You do not leave them there. Okay? That is the easiest kill for you. You have the DM, you cannot let that happen. Remember, it's only a small window where you can go back to the spawn. They didn't just disappear there. So they end up getting out and surviving it, and you kind of commit to it, and now you're like getting really low HP. You can ult this if you want, by the way. They're out of position. So if I'm looking for an ult spot, I see a shield right now, you can just ult through this side. It's going to bounce off the wall and land here. You can slide the ult through this part right here. It's really cool. Might want to aim a little bit high so it doesn't hit this box, but it will land about here, and they're either forced into your team, or they're forced back, or they just fall over. Option 3 happens a lot of the time. We'll see what your decision is. Okay, yeah, nano. Yep, you can go in with this. Your HP is good enough. They're not looking at you. They're kind of spread all over the place. There you go. You're just going to ult that. You can push your ult. If you wanted to, chat, by the way, you can push your ult there so you get the kill on the Orisa. You just go back and forth, and it will push the ult forward just enough, and it will probably kill the Orisa. Ana's your next target. Mei might have a ult coming up soon. Just be wary of it. Obviously, I can see that, but I'm not even looking at the ult charge. Go to the Mei. Nice Ana grenade by your team. And it looks like you should be fine if you just kill the Moira to break through the bubbles. Zarya has 1 bubble now. I would be tracking that. No more bubbles. Zarya can be all in now. There you go. And your team finishes with above a minute, so you are the only two who can attack. So, Did it must have been the wind? I don't even think that was a must have been the wind moment. Their tank left. So their tank just left. They were just mad. So you should win this. They don't have a tank, which means don't give them an advantage. They don't have a tank. Just wait a second. Wait. Okay. Yeah, you're probably gonna get it anyway. But I've seen people lose that where you kind of like, oh, they don't have anybody. Let's just go in. Well, the easiest way to give them an advantage back is to speed. But you're fine. You get the kill, and that's that. So. All right. Good job winning. Obviously. Let me just back this up just a little bit. You have a situation where you're just kind of afraid to make those backline plays like you did on D.Va. Your Orisa gameplay was you just playing way too safe. Like go for the backline trades. You can't peel as much anymore. You know, remember, if they're at the front choke of First Point Hollywood, why are you running back to kill the Winston when you can just keep their team at bay? Use your cooldowns. Remember that your cooldowns can help your teammates. Junker Queen's an example. But your number one thing is exactly what you were looking at. Like, you just need to get better at understanding that backline pressure and holding your spot is sometimes a lot better than trying to fall back and peel. Orisa is a on-the-point, like, tank that is hard to kill sometimes. So play to that advantage. I think if you clean that part of your gameplay up, your mechanics are there to climb, but your decision-making is where you need to go next. It's okay to go trade backlines. You do not have to peel much in 5v5 as much as you used to. It just doesn't exist as much. In 6v6, different story. 5v5, it's a lot of backline pressure and backline trades. Take advantage of those kills. Use your cooldowns. You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own, my Discord's where to do that. And if you want to watch more of these, I'm going to pop up on the side over here. I think it's on the side. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day /night.